you could still have done a good job fighting Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
Yeah? Really? How do you feel about him retiring after that win?
Come back. Come back.
So you would fight him? You would still fight Terence Crawford
Fight him
if he
at
came
160.
back? At 160?
Yeah, I'll go up 20. If he could go up 20.
Are you just saying that for shock value, or do you mean it? I'm just saying 160. No, sometimes you be saying stuff.
Yeah,
Come on now. Come on. That's a valid question.
The bananas and the monkey was me just saying stuff.
Yeah,
okay.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool.
All right, so but you weren't.
When it comes to this thing, no, I mean it.
You gonna make a punish for them comments, right?
We're gonna make a statement.
That's it. That's it.
Two gunslingers.
Good gunslingers? Wild Wild West?
Wild West. We're shooting up the place.
The good, the bad, and the ugly, right?
It's the good and the bad right now.
All right. We stay praying up, though, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Absolutely. God first.
We just gonna whoop ass.
Man, I perform. You know that. I told y'all what I was gonna do. I was gonna come out here and beat his every game. And look, he thinking about saying, let's play again.
I am.
I told
Yeah, one more game.
I told you. One more. No, hey, I'm just saying, I ain't got time. He gotta work out. I ain't got time to be playing him all day.
Crawford molded Shakur into a lethal weapon, and now he's issuing a stark warning that Teofimo Lopez is walking straight into devastation. The tension is palpable as Crawford makes his intentions crystal clear.
Bring them goddamn bananas. Bring them bananas, man, and throw them a couple bananas after the win victory. Shakur Stevenson, hell yeah, go Donkey Kong on this. Hell yeah, man. Hey, I'm telling y'all right now, there's only a few guys I get excited when they get ready to fight.
The media gathering exploded with raw intensity when Teofimo Lopez deployed his signature psychological warfare, ridiculing Shakur Stevenson and taking direct aim at his legendary mentor Terence Crawford.
I'll bet you something.
Oh, I want to bet whatever.
Lopez dismissed the threats with casual indifference, showing no concern for the mounting pressure surrounding him.
I bet that you can't.
No, say it, say it, say it.
I bet that your mouth
what
can
you
fit.
bet. Say
all
what
through
you
my...
bet.
I would smack out of you. I smack out of you. What you just say? Hey.
You're gonna feel like a foot in your mouth. You're gonna feel like a foot in your mouth. You're gonna feel like a foot in your mouth.
Come on, man. You know
Hey,
that, man.
hey, to all y'all, when do you hey, when does everybody consider
I would
leaving?
smack this
in your mouth.
Hey, I would smack the out of you.
This bitter rivalry runs deep between these camps. Teofimo's long-standing animosity toward Crawford reached new heights, but when pressed about his previous provocations, Crawford set the record straight, acknowledging Lopez's abilities while emphasizing how Shakur has transformed under his tutelage into a devastating force, primed to deliver retribution for every slight.
Believe that Teofimo Lopez is trash?
No, not at all. Not at all. Teofimo is a good fighter. You know, he's very talented. He's very athletic. You know, he's always rose to the occasion in these big moments like this. But Shakur is just on a whole nother level. And this Saturday, he's going to prove it.
Despite Teofimo Lopez earning recognition for his victories over southpaw competition, Shakur Stevenson has carved his path by dismantling orthodox fighters with surgical precision. The intensity reached fever pitch when Terence Crawford delivered his assessment, declaring that Shakur operates on a completely different level from his peers. Crawford dismisses the notion that Teofimo presents any unique threat, forecasting a dominant performance from Stevenson under his strategic direction, methodically dismantling Lopez's defenses.
Well, it's a little bit of both. You know, Teofimo has done real well against southpaws, but Shakur have done real well against orthodox fighters. Shakur is not the average southpaw that Teofimo has been fighting, you know, so that's why I say Shakur is levels above those fighters that he's been fighting lately.
And that's the reason he's a favorite coming into this fight.
But obviously, like, you fought at the highest level of the sport, right? You just defeated Canelo Alvarez in front of 70,000 plus, and you've been a big mentor to Shakur Stevenson. I give you a lot of credit for that. What advice have you given him as he goes into the biggest fight of his career?
Oh man, just be yourself. You know, hey, this is another day in the office, another walk in the park. You know, there's no reason to put a lot of pressure on yourself because you know what you're capable of. With the self-belief in yourself, you can do whatever you want in there, and that's what he's going to do come Saturday.
During the intense stare-down with Teofimo Lopez, Shakur Stevenson's fury was unmistakable, and when the verbal warfare commenced, the atmosphere became explosive. Stevenson's motivation transcends mere press conference theatrics, driven by a burning desire for vengeance against Lopez's previous provocations. With unprecedented determination and seething anger, Shakur pledged to systematically destroy Teofimo inside the squared circle, ensuring retribution for every disrespectful comment and tactical error.
Everything I love. Hope you don't get your head. You care about the money. I should like it. You ain't paid a lot to do
The persistent verbal warfare and relentless psychological tactics have captured the full attention of Shakur Stevenson's inner circle. Terence Crawford has issued an unmistakable threat that Teofimo Lopez faces imminent peril, predicting that Stevenson will unleash unprecedented fury upon him. Crawford guarantees that Shakur will deliver far more than verbal responses, promising devastating punishment for Lopez, with his blunt ultimatum being that Teofimo must prepare for complete exposure when the punishment commences inside the ring.
Johnny boy, fight height. You ready, man? It's showtime, right?
Damn right.
You gonna make a punish for them comments, right?
We're gonna make a statement.
That's it. That's it.
Two gunslingers.
Good gunslingers? Wild Wild West?
Wild Wild West. We're shooting up the place.
The good, the bad, and the ugly, right?
It's the good and the bad right now.
All right. We stay prayed up, all right? Absolutely. God first.
We just gonna whoop ass. You know what I mean? You just whoop ass. It can go all kinds of ways.
Absolutely.
Long punishment, short punishment, it's all about. We just whoop ass.
Exactly.
All right.
Shakur to face a boxing after this? Absolutely, absolutely.
However, none of these intimidation tactics appear to disturb Teofimo Lopez's composure. Renowned for his audacious statements, he maintains confidence in his ability to defeat Terence Crawford, describing it as a fantasy matchup while outlining his strategy to first conquer Shakur Stevenson. Lopez escalates further by daring Crawford to abandon retirement, declaring that threats of punishment won't prevent him from destroying Stevenson and eventually confronting Crawford directly.
Possibly fighting Terence Crawford. But then Terence Crawford goes and fights Canelo and beats Canelo. Do you look back and say, dang, that's the guy I wanted to fight, that killer?
No.
Or you like, you could still have done a good job fighting Terence Crawford?
Yeah.
Yeah? Really? How do you feel about him retiring after that win?
Come back. Come back.
So you would fight him, you would fight fight Terence Crawford if he
Fight him at
came
160.
back? At 160?
Yeah, I'll go up 20. If he could go up 20.
Are you just saying that for shock value or do you mean it? I'm just saying 160.
No, sometimes you be saying stuff.
Yeah,
Come on now. Come on. That's a valid question.
The bananas and the monkeys and shit, that was me just saying stuff.
God.
With hostilities reaching a boiling point, Shakur Stevenson and his camp, led by Terence Crawford, guarantee that severe punishment awaits Teofimo Lopez, with Stevenson prepared to exact revenge for every provocative statement. Simultaneously, Andre Ward advises Shakur against falling victim to Teofimo's psychological manipulation, identifying them as calculated diversions. Ward outlines a victorious strategy supported by Carl Froch, who emphasizes Stevenson's technical mastery, disciplined approach, and strategic superiority as fundamental reasons for his anticipated triumph.
And your game plan is, what Shakur I think is going to be boxing, but also knowing when to slip inside and get some respect on the inside as well. Shakur has to do that early, and he can't. And when Teo starts to clown, he can't clown with Teo.
No.
He's got to stay. He's got to be business the whole way through. And I think if Shakur does that, this is the fight Shakur is supposed to win. This is a fight he's supposed to win. But
that's how I feel. I feel like it's a fight that he should be winning.
This is the fight that he's supposed to win.
Because he's unbeaten.
Yeah.
It was in a tough one in his last fight, though.
Yeah.
It was in a tough fight, and he showed
he fought in a way nobody thought he was going to fight. I didn't think he was going to fight like that. Like, I talked to Shakur maybe, I don't know, 2 hours, 3 hours before the fight. Hey, man, this is you got to box. You got to be smart. Okay. Then I turned it on. He's fighting.
Analyzing Teofimo's mental warfare and the continuous verbal exchanges, Carl Frosch anticipates the genuine hatred between these warriors will manifest dramatically on fight night. He confesses his logical mind favors Shakur, while his emotions appreciate Teofimo's theatrical contributions to the spectacle. Andre Ward maintains unwavering confidence in Stevenson's victory, though he cautions against expecting an easy night, predicting success through superior boxing rather than explosive finishes.
I think it's both.
Because my head says Shakur, but my heart, because I like Teo. I've never met Shakur, and I've got nothing against him. But you know, when you've got a bit of a close personal friendship with someone,
it affects it, yeah, for sure.
And Teo's, I think, he's a cool guy. He's funny. Yeah, I rate him as well as a fighter. What he did to Josh Taylor, and I know they reckon he passed his best Lomachenko, but he still beat him. Yeah, you know what I mean. But he has.
If you take Shakur being family out of it, still picking Shakur.
Still picking it.
Yeah. Still picking Shakur.
Points.
Yeah, probably points.
Yeah.
Probably points. You know, because Teo's also not a dude that sits around and just takes a lot of punches either.
Yeah, true.
He moves. He's got defense and skill, so he's not easy to hit either.
Despite acknowledging his exceptional abilities, many contend that if anyone possesses the capability to achieve the impossible, it's Teofimo Lopez, while concerns emerge about Shakur Stevenson's fighting approach despite his perfect record. Conor Benn advocates against underestimating Teofimo, emphasizing Lopez's distinctive style and analyzing the heated confrontations, from Shakur's personal attacks on Teofimo's family to his promises of brutal consequences, suggesting all this drama could actually benefit Teofimo's psychological state.
On Saturday night, I hope Teo does it, but I think Shakur will win. But I hope Teo does it, and I think Teo can. If anyone can do it, it'd be Teo.
Why would it be Teo?
Because he's explosive, he's unorthodox, he's tricky, and he's a savage.
What do you think about Shakur talking about Teofimo's dad, that he was on drugs and that he was drunk? What do you think about all that?
He was just having a good time. Let the man live. let him live, bro.
Although Shakur Stevenson enters as the overwhelming favorite based on his technical mastery, Duke Mackenzie has issued a sobering, cautionary message. He contends that regardless of Stevenson's precision or tactical intelligence, his methodical approach might ultimately become his downfall, providing minimal opportunity to overcome Teofimo Lopez. Mackenzie emphasizes that Lopez possesses the winning formula, having already conquered elite southpaw Lomachenko, arguing that Stevenson simply cannot outclass the fearless, aggressive approach that Teofimo delivers consistently.
And rightly so. Shakur Stevenson might start this fight an odds-on favourite because he's Shakur Stevenson, you know, the next Pernell Whitaker, the southpaw, the slick southpaw. But I've studied him, and you know what he does really badly, just in my opinion. Yep. Shakur Stevenson, he likes to sit in the pocket, right, and he goes back to the rope, sticks his hands up, and he tries to pot shot and do the shoulder roll and waits for you and throws an uppercut or a straight left. You can't do that with Lopez. You can't back off on him. That's my point I'm trying to say.
Lopez is trying to talk him into a tear-up. I think he's saying how he's acting before he needs a tear-up.
Yeah, and Lopez has already laid, the blueprint's been laid because he beat the great Lomachenko. Another great southpaw. He's beating him. So he goes into this fight absolutely fearless.
And he's a key factor as well.
The discussion briefly acknowledges the professional achievements and experience level expected from elite competitors.
For this particular fight, I just don't think Stevenson can stand off and outbox Lopez, because Lopez can do everything Stevenson can do. You know, he can box, he can move. Lopez is the bigger puncher of the two, and I believe he's mixed in a much higher class. Like, I keep reverting back to the Lopez v Lomachenko fight, because Lomachenko was synthetically the best fighter on the planet at that point. You know, beautiful boxer, had all the moves, But you know what Lopez did with him in that fight? He smothered him. He did every time.
But am I right that you said that when you went up weight classes, it changed you as a fighter?
Yeah, because you.
So what is likely to be changing Shakur Stevenson when he goes into this weight class, being confronted with Teofimo Lopez?
Well, he's moving up in weight, right? So he's going to feel physically stronger.
Right.
The problem is when you fight bigger guys that are physically stronger, you hit with the best shot and they blink and they come back and they kind of take your soul because they step forward instead of stepping back.
Despite Shakur Stevenson projecting supreme confidence, boxing analysts are delivering stark warnings. Teofimo Lopez emerges as the fighter possessing the tactical blueprint and significant advantages heading into battle. Duke Mackenzie anticipates Lopez dominating large portions of the contest by creating tactical snares, forcing Stevenson into compromising situations. The weight class elevation might provide Shakur additional space for combination punching, but Mackenzie remains convinced it won't suffice, as Lopez's devastating power and accuracy will ultimately prove overwhelming.
And I'm not saying, I don't think for 1 minute Shakur Stevenson's going to bottle it. He's not a bottle job at all. But, you know, that's going to be a shock to him. He'll catch Lopez with his best shot, and it won't dent him, as if he can catch him, because Lopez can do, he's got all the moves, hasn't he? You know,
he does blow a little hot and cold, though. You talk about, you referred to that Lomachenko fight, and you go, yeah, that was an incredible performance.
Yeah, and don't forget the Josh Taylor.
After that, when he goes and gets beat, and you just go to him, well,
is he going to be slower?
He blows a little hot and cold, doesn't he?
Yeah. Is he going to be slower?
I don't think he'll be slower because, like he's already said, he's moving up in weight. He'll be physically stronger, so he'll be able to fight at a higher work rate. But I don't really feel that higher work rate is going to work for him. Not against Lopez, because Lopez is quite cute, and Lopez is the one that will be setting the traps and chasing Stevenson. And if he's backing up constantly, you know, the judges aren't going to score. Well, I don't think they're going to score for that.
While Duke Mackenzie champions Teofimo Lopez for victory, alternative expert opinions support why Shakur Stevenson could emerge triumphant. Spencer Oliver and Johnny Nelson endorse Stevenson, referencing his commanding victory over Edwin de los Santos. Nelson dismisses weight concerns, drawing parallels to Terence Crawford's successful division jump before defeating Errol Spence. Beyond individual fighter analysis, this contest tests both training camps and advisory teams, with Crawford's reputation equally at stake.
Who wins the fight?
Lopez for me.
I'm going Stevenson.
Yeah, I think Stevenson. I think there's more rhythm about his work, and I think that he's a little bit more consistent. He can bite down his gumshoe. He's shown us that, you know, in the past in certain fights, Sir Peter and whatnot, that he, you know, and he has that boxing brilliance. And I just think that, for me, Lopez fights in bursts. And I think that might be his downfall. I think it's a close fight, but I think Shakur may just nick it.
You look at Terence Crawford when he boxed Canelo. Terence Crawford was coming up in weight, so he had to put the weight on.
Yep.
But he had to adapt his style to beat someone that was going to stand in front of him and try and put it on him. So he negated, he moved, he slicked, he put, now and again stood there toe-to-toe and gave it back. So I think this is what Shakur Stevenson's capable of doing. So even though you're saying he fights in the pocket, he's put weight on so he can hold the weight a lot better and fight a lot better, more at a higher pace.
With emotions at maximum intensity and career-defining moments approaching, Crawford promises that Shakur Stevenson seeks vengeance, while Teofimo Lopez faces imminent exposure. Amplifying the concern, Tim Bradley emphasizes that Stevenson approaches this contest significantly better equipped. He contends that Lopez operates without coherent tactical organization, questioning his readiness to withstand the precision and relentless pressure Stevenson will impose.
I think that Bud's influence on Shakur changed his outlook and just changed his entire life. You know, I really do. His influence, you know, iron sharpens iron, man. Yeah. So, like, if you hang around killers, man, you're going to become a killer, you know, eventually, right? If you hanging around bullies, you're going to become a bully. It's a part of it. It's a part of life. It's just how we are as human beings. So, like, being around greatness, seeing that and seeing how you train, that's only going to enhance you as a fighter. And then sparring him on a day-to-day basis, picking up his IQ, come on, man. It's only going to make him better, right? So I personally think that Bud is a tougher sparring session, a tougher fight than the Teofimo Lopez.
Bradley highlights that Shakur Stevenson's training sessions with Crawford provide substantial advantages in technical ability and combat awareness, enabling him to exploit Teofimo Lopez's vulnerabilities during crucial exchanges. He notes that when Lopez encounters adversity, frustration typically follows, creating opportunities for Stevenson to capitalize. Bradley argues this blend of thorough preparation and mental acuity represents the decisive factor between Lopez achieving victory or suffering defeat.
And I mean that respectfully. You know what I mean? I just think that like going rounds with Bud, you know, and everything he can do inside the ring, in my opinion, is better than whatever Teo can bring inside the ring. You know, so I feel like he gonna be more than ready for Teofimo Lopez, meaning Shakur, than the other way around. So who is Teofimo Lopez sparring? You know, what type of sparring is he getting, you know, for Shakur Stevenson? I wonder. You know, is it top notch like a Crawford? You know, I don't know. I don't think so. You know, so just saying, you know, preparation is important. Having a plan is important. I've seen Teofimo Lopez get in the ring, man, and when things are not going his way, things become really difficult for him, man.
Tim Bradley forecasts that defeat against Shakur Stevenson would compel Teofimo Lopez to fundamentally reevaluate his professional trajectory, referencing fighters like Ryan Garcia who required strategic adjustments following losses to Stevenson. Bradley expects Lopez to crumble under overwhelming pressure, visualizing a contest where Lopez endures not only comprehensive defeat, but confronts brutal truth about his limitations. Bradley's assessment positions Stevenson's superior technique, emotional control, and comprehensive preparation as making victory virtually guaranteed, establishing clear dominance throughout the entire encounter.
History, I just see like if Shakur starts to frustrate him and he can't hit Shakur, you know, how is he going to react to that? Is he going to be able to stay resolute? Is he going to stay mentally strong? Is he going to be able to figure out a plan on how to cut off the ring or do whatever's necessary to catch up with Shakur and land some offense? So that's always been the problem. Like, you got to understand that when guys face Shakur Stevenson, man, they literally have to, like, they get beat. They like most guys that I listen to after they got beat by Shakur, Valdez, like they literally like reassess their freaking careers. And just the way they even perceive boxing is different.
During Candid Analysis, a fascinating viewpoint emerges from Shannon Briggs. He provides honest evaluation of the Teofimo Lopez versus Shakur Stevenson matchup, examining each fighter's requirements for securing victory. Briggs characterizes the competition as perfectly balanced, admitting surprise wouldn't accompany a stalemate decision. His breakdown emphasizes both men's assets and obstacles, establishing this as potentially the year's most unpredictable championship bout.
It's going to be a real technical fight. I think both of them, not tremendous punches. So I'm looking at a 6-6, 6 rounds each, you know what I'm saying, or a close decision. It's a pick 'em. They both got skills.
What are the rounds that Teofimo wins? What do those rounds look like? Like with his style against Shakur, how does he win the rounds against Shakur?
Staying busy and Shakur, keeping Shakur defensive. If Shakur shows up and he don't let his hands go, then Teo get an advantage. But if Shakur start fast and they both go round for round, that's why I'm saying it's a 6-6, because I think they're going to go round for round.
And you
What a
think,
great fight.
so for Shakur, he needs to kind of pick his spots, box. Is that kind of how you see Shakur winning rounds?
I think Shakur got to be busy, and the busiest man gonna win. You know what I'm saying? I think it's gonna be like a back and forth. Counter man, he gonna counter. So who could keep countering?
Despite widespread support for Shakur Stevenson, Stacey McKinley, allegedly advising Teofimo Lopez's preparation, has identified critical weaknesses in Stevenson's protective systems. He argues that Shakur's shoulder roll defense, primarily developed for orthodox opponents, contains exploitable vulnerabilities that Lopez can target. Mackenzie predicts Teofimo will establish tactical ambushes capable of surprising Stevenson despite his orthodox opponent experience, likening this stylistic confrontation to the legendary Roy Jones Jr. versus James Toney encounter.
Basically, it was invented for right-handed fighters. It wasn't invented for left-handed fighters. If you notice, most kids did the shoulder roll are right-handers. But now you got Shakur, that's a left-hander, who's doing the shoulder roll. What he doesn't realize is when you left-hand and shoulder roll, you actually roll it right into the punches from a right-hander. They don't understand that. But with that being said, he done mastered it from a southpaw standpoint, and he's a very good fighter. And I was talking with I was talking with Roy Jones a couple of days ago, and I was laying in my bed and I was thinking, I was saying, okay, now what fight can I making a comparison to with my belief on this shoulder roll thing? And it came up to Roy Jones and James Toney.
Despite global excitement surrounding Shakur Stevenson's preparation and Terence Crawford's guidance, Stacey McKenzie dismisses this storyline completely, where Tim Bradley views Crawford's mentorship and sparring partnership as decisive advantages. Mackenzie predicts these factors become irrelevant once competition begins. He cautions that Teofimo Lopez stands ready to capitalize on Stevenson's weaknesses, providing minimal recovery opportunities, emphasizing that neither Floyd Mayweather's wisdom nor Crawford's instruction can shield Shakur when combat commences inside the ring.
They're talking about, well, Floyd Mayweather is showing him this, and Floyd Mayweather is showing him how to do this, and Crawford is showing him this, and Crawford is showing him that. Hey, brother, when that bell rings, it's going to be two people in that ring. So what Crawford and all of them talking about ain't going to matter. It ain't going to, it's not going to mean anything. And everybody talking about Crawford, look how Crawford outboxed Canelo and all that. But Canelo threw about 3 jabs in 12 rounds. Hell, how you going to win a fight like that? That's impossible.
Not against
a guy like that. I can beat a guy like that. He ain't going to throw no punches. You know? So the bottom line is, what's going to happen when you get hit in the mouth?
The moment arrives. Genuine animosity exists, and professional legacies hang in balance. Shakur Stevenson delivers technical mastery, surgical precision, and Crawford's strategic wisdom, while Teofimo Lopez provides devastating power, chaotic unpredictability, and proven tactical knowledge. Which warrior will reign supreme? Only Championship Night holds the answers. Share your forecast below, hit that like button, and subscribe immediately, so you never miss any moment of this incredible collision.